Once upon a time, in a sunny field dotted with wildflowers and buzzing bees, lived 3 little pig brothers. The youngest pig was quite carefree, and loved to spend his days playing games and chasing butterflies. He wasn't too fond of hard work, and always looked for the quickest and easiest way to get things done. The middle pig was a bit more serious than his younger brother, but he still enjoyed his leisure time. He liked to build things, but he often cut corners if he thought he could save some effort. He believed in being practical and finding solutions that were good enough. The oldest pig, however, was very wise and diligent. He understood that anything worth having required effort and careful planning. He wasn't afraid of hard work, and always strived for quality and durability in everything he did. As they grew older, the time came for the 3 little pigs to leave their mother's home and build their own houses. The youngest pig decided to build his house quickly so he could get back to playing. He gathered some straw from a nearby field and, in no time, had built a small, flimsy straw house. The middle pig, wanting something a little more substantial, but still not too much work, chose to build his house of sticks. He found a small woodland and collected branches, tying them together to create walls and a roof. His stick house was stronger than the straw house, but it still had many gaps. The oldest pig knew that to be truly safe, he needed a strong and solid house. He carefully chose a spot on a small hill, and began the long and arduous task of building a house of bricks. He hauled heavy bricks, mixed mortar, and slowly, methodically, laid each brick in place. Meanwhile, a big bad wolf lived in the same woods. He was always hungry and was constantly looking for a meal. One day, he smelled the pigs in their new homes and his mouth began to water. He decided to pay them a visit. The wolf first came to the youngest pig's straw house. He knocked on the door and said in a sweet voice, little pig, let me come in." The youngest pig, hearing the big bad wolf's gruff voice disguised, shivered with fear and shouted back, "No, no, no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." The wolf, angry that he wasn't invited in, showed his true colors. He took a deep breath and huffed and puffed, and he blew the little straw house down. The frightened little pig ran as fast as he could to his middle brother's stick house. The big bad wolf followed close behind and soon arrived at the stick house. He knocked on the door and said in his sweetest voice, little pigs, let me come in." The middle pig, along with his younger brother, heard the wolf's trickery and shouted back together, "No, no, no, not by the hair of our chinny chin chins." The wolf, even more furious than before, took an even bigger breath and huffed and puffed with all his might. He huffed and puffed, and he blew the little stick house down. The 2 terrified little pigs scrambled as quickly as they could to their oldest brother's brick house. The big bad wolf was determined to catch them. He raced to the brick house and knocked on the door. He tried his sweet voice again, little pigs, let me come in."